Okay, so we're gonna have fun. How's that sound?
Good.
Sound good? Okay. Look what I got. What do you got?
I got it. Just a yellow red guitar.
Nice. So we both got a guitar. So
Yeah.
we're gonna play guitar. How does that sound?
Great.
Sound like fun? Awesome. Well, do you have any favorite music that you really like?
My favorite is country.
Nice. Okay. So I have a piece of paper here, and you tell me stuff, and I write it down. So we're going to learn some country music. How does that sound?
Great.
Excellent. Okay, so let's just get started right now. Let's not mess around at all. Let's get our guitar, and have you got a pick?
What? I can't hear.
Do you have a pick? Do you have a pick to strum the strings with, or are you going to strum with your fingers? Either is just fine. You want to strum with your...
Strum with my fingers.
Perfect. Okay, so we're going to do what's called a thumb strum to start with.
Okay.
You ready to do this?
Yeah.
We're going to go real easy. Give that a shot. See how that works.
And sorry, Chris, are you recording?
You bet.
All right, just make sure.
Absolutely. Yeah, thanks.
Hi, by the way. Sorry, work calls all day here.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally understood. We're good to go. Okay, so what do you think? Did you try that?
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's easy, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
you just... And you can't go wrong, right?
Yeah.
Let me hear how it sounds. Okay, that's perfect, right? Now, you don't know if it's perfect yet because this is the first time you did it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm telling you it's perfect, okay? So I want you to do that. Let's do that one more time, and we're going to go on and do something else. Sound good?
Okay.
So we just do... Perfect. Okay, now that one's kind of medium loud. It's not too loud, right? Let's try really, really quiet. Here's how we're going to do that. We're going to take the strings and we're going to just touch them. Very lightly over here. Just this hand and touch them very lightly. And then we're going to go back to our strum and it's going to sound different. It's going to sound like a click. That's perfect too. Excellent. Okay, so we're not squeezing too hard. We're not squeezing too soft. That's why you're getting the perfect sound out of that, okay? Don't squeeze any harder. Don't squeeze any softer. Just right. And we do that so we can play lots of rhythms and really hear the sound that we're making. Now when I get a pick, I got a pick here. You're going to find a pick later today and check it out and see what this sounds like, all right? You might have a pick in your bag or you might have a pick sitting around. But what we do with the pick is we go, same thing. So pretend that you have a pick in your hand and just kind of lightly strum the strings with your fingers. Excellent. You've got this. Okay, so this might seem super easy, but it's not. You're getting the clicks just right, and you're getting the downs and ups just right. And I'm going to write all this stuff down, and you guys are going to have a video of us talking about it, so you're going to be able to go back to this with your parents, okay? So this is just this hand and just strumming, all right? Have you got any questions so far?
No, I don't have any.
Excellent. Let's go on to something new. Are you ready for something new?
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is all kind of new, so we have to talk about some of the parts of the guitar to start with. Is that all right? Okay, these are the strings, right? Take a hold of one of those strings and see what that feels like. Right. And these over here are what's called the frets.
Okay, I see them.
And one of the things that we do to play the guitar is we squeeze down the strings next to the frets. And I'm going to work my way up so that you can kind of hear what this sounds like. Exactly. That's perfect. Try moving it around a little. Excellent job. What do you think of the frets? Did you notice anything? That's a perfect sound. When you squeeze the string on the frets, the notes get higher. Yeah, that's what we're noticing. Okay, so one of the things that we can do to learn about this is we can count up the frets. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick a fret anywhere and then just count up a little ways. Exactly. You've got it. Great work. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning and talk about some of the stuff that we've talked about today. So you can hear everything that we've done. We talked about strumming the strings with our thumb. Right? Easy, huh? And then we talked about touching the strings over here so that we get a really quiet sound. Perfect. Excellent. And then we talked about strings and the frets.
Yeah.
And the last thing we talked about was counting up the frets.
Yeah.
Excellent. Great job. You got it. Okay, so the next thing that we want to talk about is this fret right here is called the first fret. See this one right here? Can you point to the first fret on your guitar? Yeah. Perfect. Exactly right. Great job. So you want to try to squeeze it there? All right, get my finger right behind the fret. Can you see that right there? Not way back here, but right here. Excellent. What do you think? Are you ready for something new?
Yeah.
Okay, so far, this has been kind of boring compared to the good stuff. I mean, we're having fun, right? You and me, we're having fun, but songs are much cooler than this, right?
Yeah.
And we still have a lot to learn before we can play an amazing song, but how about we start on a very simple song right now?
Okay.
And this, since it's a very simple song, it might be not the coolest song you want to do, but it's going to be one that you'll recognize, okay?
Okay.
Now, I thought of Jingle Bells. Do you know Jingle Bells?
Yeah, I know Jingle Bells.
Okay, it's not really Christmas, but Jingle Bells is super easy, and I can explain the beginning of it to you in about that much time, and I can send you some music that you can work on with it right away. And then in the next couple lessons, we'll start getting some songs that you like.
Okay.
So-
I like Jingle Bells.
Well, so do I. but it's not really Christmas, right? So I guess what I'm saying is if you get kind of bored of Jingle Bells, that's A-okay with me.
Okay.
And then when that happens, you say, hey, Chris, I'm bored of Jingle Bells. I need a new song.
Okay.
And I give you a new song. Sound good? All right, so check this out. Jingle Bells goes like this. Jingle bells, jingle jingle all the way. Now, you don't have to remember all that stuff, but do you recognize it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is going to be a great one for us to start on. All we have to do is pluck that first string. And that's our Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells. You want to try? Go for it. It's just the first string, the very thinnest string, and you just pluck it 3 times. Exactly. Perfect. So can you say Jingle Bells with that? Jingle Bells,
Jingle bells.
Jingle Bells. Yeah, we can just match that note. Jingle bells, jingle bells. What do you think? Is it easy?
It's easy.
Yeah, it's like surprisingly easy, right? Okay, now you're going to get the hang of counting up the frets really quickly this week. And you're probably going to be able to count up to 3. When you can start squeezing down 3, that's going to be your next note in Jingle Bells. Now, right now, you haven't seen it all written down yet, but that's what I want you to be thinking ahead to, is the next note in Jingle Bells. So you're going to be counting up the frets to get to the 3rd fret to get to the next note in Jingle Bells.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Does that make sense for our next goal?
Okay.
Excellent. All right, well, you've done a great job today. This is a lot of stuff to take in. Do you have any questions for me for today?
No, actually, I'm done.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna put together the stuff that I wrote down, and you can't see it yet, but I'm gonna send it to your dad. I'll send it to him in a text message, and I'll scan it for you guys. And then I'll also send you Jingle Bells in some music. And you guys can take a look at that, and you can start getting some questions for what's next in our next lesson.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Good.
Excellent. Well, you did a great job today. I don't have any more for you unless you have some more questions.
I don't have any more.
All right, well, we should stop for today.
Okay.
Excellent job. Perfect first lesson.
Chris, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
And you had fun? It was super rad, huh? Yeah.
He did even more than I hoped for. He jumped right onto the next skills, so we're going to be able to move pretty quick.
Nice job, dude.
All right.
Chris, that we were singing some songs today while you were playing. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'll send you a list of some ideas of songs that are super easy, that are like classic songs, so that you guys can pick from those and say, hey, this one might be a great fit.
Okay.
Like Iron Man, Seven Nation Army, stuff like that are really famous melodies. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I love it.
And don't hesitate to fire me some questions if you guys have some questions.
Whoop, whoop. All right. Say thank you, Chris. We're gonna have
Thank you, Chris.
fun this week.
My pleasure. And let's think about what's next.
Have another lesson next week.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
Go Beans.